there was an alert that came out from FinCEN talking about human smuggling around the southwest border. Now, this has been in the news a lot, but the question becomes, okay, what is your risk associated with this particular type of activity? And the neat thing about this particular publication, it actually gives you a lot of great information, not just for evaluating your systems and your red flags and see, okay, will our monitoring systems catch some of this information? It's also great for training. Keep in the back of your mind, some of these things are excellent tools for your frontline training. So for instance, in this particular publication, they had some great information on the differences between human smuggling and human trafficking. And I can tell you on the front lines, when I go into financial institutions and I talk to folks, those terms, human smuggling and human trafficking, tend to get muddled together. But the reality is those are entirely different crimes. They have entirely different methodologies around them. They have different red flags to be on the lookout for. So sometimes when you just bring this information to the folks in your financial institution, it's great to kind of build some of these building blocks and bring awareness to this particular problem. So, for instance, human smuggling is a crime against a border. It is bringing somebody across a border unlawfully, and so they're smuggling them across the border. That's a different crime than human trafficking, which is moving a person with the intent to basically you're going to be committing a crime against that person, whether you're going to use fraud against them or coercion or these various things. Human trafficking is a crime against a person. Okay. And so there's two separate methodologies there. And really, many of the migrants, if you read into this, it kind of gets into the how human smuggling turns into human trafficking. A lot of migrants are basically they're charged on the front end, or they're a lot of times they are made to pay back money for their entry into the United States. And then over time, because of that debt that is owed, they're kind of coerced or forced into a more trafficking situation. And, unfortunately, these human smuggling networks are very sophisticated. They are highly connected to organized crime, and the nice thing about this publication is it kind of walks through the main phases of what that looks like. How does the human trafficking and human smuggling process start, and what does it look like? And the great thing is there are also red flags, behavioral red flags that you can take a look at and use to train your frontline staff on the specific things that they should be looking for. But then also transactional red flags that you can take a look, compare them to your monitoring and say, okay, in our system as it sits now, would we detect these various red flags? So again, great resource, something for you to take a look at, compare against your program, and then take a look at some of those specific red flags and say, okay, would we catch some of these things? Some of these standard things are probably baked into your program already. So like frequent exchanges of small denomination, currency for larger denomination currency. That's something that you're probably catching already or you're trained on. But there might be some other things that you think, maybe this isn't something our system's going to be catching, at least as it sits now. So what do we need to tweak to make sure we do catch that?